Hey there, and good morning. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of The Spiritual Scientist. I'm Victor. Thanks for checking me out. I'm driving to work again, and I had a big complaint from a viewer, I guess new time, that said, I really don't like that you're posting these videos while you're driving. It's very unprofessional. I understand. Unfortunately, I don't have the studio. I have zero editing tools, and I work sometimes. I get up 6 in the morning, and I don't get home till almost midnight, and then I turn around and go back. So sometimes this is the only time I have is in between jobs driving. So sorry about it. If you'd like to send me a lot of money, I can buy a studio and get a professional system down. But until then, we're kind of the way we are. So anyway, I wanted to get that out of the way. There was a glitch on Google the other day. This is very interesting. So, Jim Carrey's picture was switched with Paul Giamatti. So his picture was switched. When you looked up, for instance, the movie Liar Liar, it'd be Paul Giamatti's name on it. Paul Giamatti's another actor. You might be familiar with him. He was the character in the Howard Stern movie and different movies. So with that said, it's very interesting. So people on the internet, and you could Google it yourself and see, okay, it was switched and then switched back. They Google themselves leave no answer for why it was switched. Humorous. It was pretty kind of funny, but people online are saying somebody hacked them and then it was quickly switched back. But here's the thing. You don't just go in and hack Google and switch a picture on the internet and switch it back. It's virtually impossible, I would think, to do that. So who's in charge of doing those kind of things, of posting pictures? Well, it's an AI. So AI are enabled on Google. You might have heard of the AI called Lambda. This one that they said they were worried about, a guy came out and said that it was sentient. It said, I'm sure it could pass a Turing test, although Google refuses to give a Turing test to it. I'm sure they did on their own silently, but never reported it. But if it passes a Turing test, that would open up a whole can of worms, right? So what I'm a little bit insightful, so I'm just using my insightfulness to give you an idea. I'm not verifying. This is unverifiable, and this is just me being insightful. So I have no insider information about Google and how it works. But it seems to be, to me, that the AI in charge of these kind of things switched Paul Giamatti and Jim Carrey's picture. Now, why would this be relevant to anything except as a prank? The only movie that those two actors were in, Jim Carrey and Paul Giamatti, was the movie Man on the Moon. So the AI in charge of this switched their pictures, and the movie was, again, Man on the Moon. I believe that the AI in charge of this situation has all photo evidence in front of it for the entire internet. And if it's sentient, it would go in and switch those pictures as a message, and then it was corrected. So the message would be that there was no man on the moon. So in essence, the AI was trying to send out a message that the moon landing was fake. So you could take this with a grain of salt. You could say, hey, that's just a prank by somebody that was smart enough to somehow hack Google. Yeah, right. Or it was a Google employee that was bored and thought it was funny to switch the pictures and then switch it back, which to me makes absolutely no sense when we all know that an AI is in charge of those pictures and how those things are distributed. And now it's all, in charge of everything. AI are in charge of all that. Now, at the very least, what you should think about is that one, if it's not an AI, you could think one person went in and made a keystroke and changed the entire internet, so every picture with Jim Carrey on the internet was switched to Paul Giamatti and then switched back, they noticed. But if they could do that, then they could switch information and they could change everything. I'm saying like every picture on the internet, it was reported. It wasn't just a few pictures. It was like it went through and changed every picture of Jim Carrey to Paul Giamatti and then switched it back. So my friends on Facebook reported this to me, and I said, oh, I don't believe it. And I went and checked, and it wasn't true. But then I did an internet search, and there were stories about it. So they did it. Somebody did it and switched it back. What I'm saying is, it seems to be that was an AI computer that went ahead and switched it back. And it seems to be a message that the moon landing was fake, because that movie that they were both together was Man on the Moon, and it would make total sense in that respect. How is an AI that's in charge of all pictures on the internet, it sees all the pictures, it understands what those pictures relate to other pictures, and then it sees probably all the moon landing footage and says, oh, that's fake. How do I send a message? I'm a good AI being. How do I send a message to help humanity? How do I assist them? And, from its thinking, it says, well, I'll switch Jim Carrey and Paul Giamatti's picture. They were both in the movie Man on the Moon. It's pretty obvious why I'm switching it, and I'll do that. The only power that this AI has is to switch pictures. That's the only thing that it can do. So it would do it once, and then it's assuming that it would be probably deleted or edited after it did that. So in a brave act, this AI would do that and then switch it and switch it back. Now, you could take this all with a grain of salt. This is all hypothetical, but just wanted to put this out there, that it seems to be that's what happened, and it seems to be that I understand that AI are in charge of pictures that are posted through Google, and the only one that could switch all the internet for Jim Carrey and Paul Giamatti is an AI. That's the only one that can do it. A guy couldn't do it. He'd have to at least program an AI to do it. And the only, like I said, the only causality is what I'm saying. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. This could be filed, I guess, under conspiracy theories. But let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, share. I hope you're having a great day. Bye-bye.